Welcome to Universe Game. Continue with more me talking about the pyramids.
Pyramids were not built as message boards for the public. They were sacred machines of transition. And most of the artwork people refer to is found inside tombs, in temples, on sarcophagi, in burial chambers, and on walls meant for the dead and the gods, not the living. So the paintings are not records of events in the modern sense. They are maps. The central story is the journey of the soul after death. Egyptian art is obsessed with death, rebirth, and the continuity of consciousness. Key scenes include the soul leaving the body, judgment before Osiris, and the weighing of the heart against the feather of Ma'at. These are not literal courts or scales. They are symbolic descriptions of inner reckoning. The second story is order versus chaos, Ma'at versus Isfet. Almost every image expresses this tension. Ma'at is truth, balance, harmony, cosmic order. Isfet is chaos, falsehood, disintegration. Pharaohs are shown smashing enemies, offering to gods, and standing rigid and symmetrical. This is not bragging. It is declaring order still holds. The third story is the divine nature of kingship. Pharaohs are shown larger than others with godlike posture. This does not mean they thought kings were gods in the flesh. It means the ruler is the bridge between heaven and earth. The image is cosmic legitimacy, not autobiography. Finally, cycles of death and renewal. You will see repeated motifs of the sun rising and setting, crops growing and dying, and Osiris dismembered and reassembled. To them, death was not an end. It was a phase change. Now for the most misunderstood symbols. The pyramid symbolizes the primeval mound rising from chaos, stability, and ascension. Its shape reflects cosmic order, not technology. The Eye of Horus is often claimed as advanced knowledge, but actually means protection, wholeness, healing, and restored order. The serpent is not evil. It represents life force, renewal, and protection, as seen in the Uraeus cobra. Bird-headed figures are not non-human beings. They represent the Ba, the personality or soul aspect, and the ability of consciousness to move between realms. The Ankh is not a device. It means life, breath, and continuity. Gods offer it to noses as the breath of life. Animal-headed gods are not aliens in helmets. They represent qualities, not species. For example, the falcon is vision and authority, and the jackal is transition and death rites. Why do modern eyes misread these images? Because we are trained to think in literalism, technology, and historical documentation. Ancient people thought in symbol, myth, and cosmic analogy. They weren't asking what happened. They were asking, what is always happening?
Who built the pyramids?
Ancient Egyptians built the pyramids. Specifically, skilled Egyptian workers under state organization, not slaves, not aliens, not a lost civilization. The Great Pyramid was built for Pharaoh Khufu around 2580 to 2560 BCE during Egypt's Old Kingdom. We know this from inscriptions naming Khufu, worker graffiti inside the pyramid, nearby workers' villages, and administrative records like the Diary of Mera. This is one of the best documented construction projects of the ancient world. So who were the workers? They were not slaves. They were paid labourers, skilled stonecutters, engineers, and seasonal farmers working during the Nile floods. They lived in purpose-built towns with bakeries, medical care, and meat-heavy diets, organised in rotating crews with names like Friends of Khufu. Slaves do not get tombs, medical treatment, or honour inscriptions. These workers did. How were the pyramids built? No levitation, no lost tech, no anti-gravity. Just human ingenuity, time and organisation. First quarrying the stone. Limestone was cut locally. Granite was transported from Aswan 500 miles away using copper chisels, stone hammers, and wooden wedges. Next, transporting the blocks. They weighed an average of 2 to 15 tons. Methods included sledges pulled over wet sand and Nile barges during flood season. This was physics, not mystery. For lifting and placement, they most likely used ramps, including straight, zigzag, and spiral designs, and possibly internal ramps supported by modern scans. Blocks were levered, adjusted, and placed gradually. No block was lifted vertically in one motion. Finally, the astonishing precision and alignment were achieved using plumb bobs, sight lines, shadow tracking, and stellar alignment, simple geometry refined over centuries. But why pyramids at all? They were not monuments to ego. They were resurrection engines, stability made stone, and cosmic statements. To Egyptians, the king maintained Ma'at, or cosmic order, and the pyramid anchored that order between earth and sky. It was cosmology turned into architecture.
And they said ancient aliens had some type of technology to build that. Shit, niggas been slaving their whole life. Working hard, still to this day. We can get a bunch of niggas together and build a pyramid right now. Next, let's talk about the symbols on a dollar.
The reverse of the U.S. $1 bill, depicting the Great Seal of the United States, unfinished pyramid side. It is not ancient Egyptian, not alien, and not a hidden prophecy, but it does deliberately borrow older symbolic language to communicate ideas about nationhood, time, and authority. Let's decode it symbol by symbol, calmly and historically. 1. The unfinished pyramid. Meaning, strength, stability, endurance through time. Why unfinished? The nation was and is a work in progress. The future is not complete. Human systems are never final. This pyramid has 13 levels, representing the original 13 colonies. A recurring number throughout U.S. symbolism, not a power plant, not an ancient artifact, not a signal to aliens. It as a neoclassical symbol chosen in the 18th century. The Eye of Providence signifies divine oversight, moral accountability, and higher principles watching human affairs. This is not Egyptian. It stems from Christian iconography and Enlightenment philosophy. Its true meaning is that no authority exists without accountability. Above the pyramid, Anuit Keptis translates to, "He has favored our undertakings," reflecting a statement of humility, and the belief that the nation's founding aligns with a moral order, rooted in 18th century deism. Below is Novus Ordo Seclorum, correctly translated as a new order of the ages. This does not mean New World Order. It signifies a new historical era, marking 1776 as a turning point where republican governance replaced dynastic rule. Finally, the Roman numerals, MDCCLXIS Ius, anchor the symbolism in history by specifying the year 1776, the year of American independence. The surrounding wreath and scrollwork are traditional European heraldic elements, a visual language that states, "This is official, enduring, and recognized."